Final Fantasy VII Remake versus Final Fantasy XV. Let's take a look at one specific element, linear versus open world. Let's get odd. Final Fantasy VII Remake is linear. Some would say very linear. Others would say extremely linear. Final Fantasy XV is open world. That is, starting from the beginning of the game, it is extremely open world. In Remake, the game was so linear that it literally forbade you to go into the wrong direction. I can understand that, I can appreciate that somewhat. For example, in some of the Legend of Zelda games, you can run into the possibility of getting stuck, to the point of where you're not sure where to go next, or you're trying to figure something out, but you eventually realize you're unable to accomplish a certain task until you have a certain weapon or device or what have you. So I can understand why the developers of Remake designed it in such a way where you can't get lost, you can't get stuck. There's only one way forward. But that is a level of hand-holding that is perhaps a bit extreme. After all, Midgar is probably my favorite part of the game, and one of the best, most fun aspects of a game can be the exploration. How can you explore Midgar when you literally can't explore Midgar? On the other hand, Final Fantasy XV at first is extremely open world. Well, there are certain areas that are blocked off, and the world opens, expands, and increases in size the more you explore the game. The game fosters and encourages exploration, which I also appreciate. You travel in the regalia, reaching new destinations such as posts, inns, or other areas, and you're never quite sure what you'll encounter next. On the other hand, Remake just simply doesn't allow you to explore, as of yet. In Remake Part 1, it's fully one-directional all the way through. Remake, in comparison, can, at times, feel a little small, a little cramped, claustrophobic perhaps in a way, compared to the vast open world of Final Fantasy XV. One could argue that Final Fantasy XV is an open world, yet is very repetitious. Even as the world gets larger, you just do menial task after menial task, going on hunts, battling creatures over and over again. While in Remake, although the gameplay is linear, as you advance through the chapters, you are introduced to new, unique, and different areas. From the Mako reactors to Sector 7 slums, 7th Heaven, to Sector 5 slums, to the church, to Aerith's house, to Wall Market, to Corneo's mansion, to the sewers, to the train graveyard, and to the Shinra building. Does it matter that Final Fantasy XV is open world if there isn't that much to do? If it's kind of an empty open world? I also heard that complaint about Breath of the Wild, but that's a different video altogether. Final Fantasy XV does have a ton of unique dungeons, so there's that. You can fast travel in Final Fantasy XV using the regalia. You can also fast travel in Remake through the Chocobo service, but it's only through the Sector 5 slums. Final Fantasy XV eventually does become linear towards the end of the game, which a lot of people took umbrage with. The people who really enjoyed the open world aspect throughout the beginning of the game were forced to ask themselves, what happened? The game was completely open world and all of a sudden it becomes completely linear? Theoretically, Remake will be the opposite situation. While Part 1 was linear, it should, keyword should, become much more open in the next part of the game. If you've played the original, you'd know what I'm talking about. I do like the narrative of Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's very straightforward, you get the story hits from the original game, and I like that. If I were to look at the linearity or open world, I personally would slightly give the favor to Final Fantasy VII Remake. I like what they did with the narrative of the linearity, and in terms of gameplay and story, I think it really worked for that game. So here's my question for you, which did you like better, the linearity of Final Fantasy VII Remake or the open world of Final Fantasy XV? Let me know in the comments section. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Follow along with the antics at odd_drummer. For another video or playlist from Odd Drummer Gaming, click or tap the screen. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this. Stay odd and keep on playing.